Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal. We're in California flying high with the Blue Angels. And later, there's gold in them there hills, and we're looking for it. So stay tuned. Welcome to Small Town Big Deal.
We've traveled across the country and firmly believe that the people in small towns are the hands that keep America strong.
So join us, Rodney Miller,
And Jann Carl,
as we show you the great things these people do on Small Town Big Deal. Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl. We're at the Naval Air Facility El Centro.
And that is the winter home to the
Blue Angels, and that's a very big deal around here in El Centro.
Yes, and you know, Jen, I've got an assignment for you.
Yes, sir.
I think I could get used to that.
Don't.
I want you to interview as many of the Blue Angels team members that are from small towns as you possibly can.
I'll do that, but you have an assignment too.
Yes, I've got to go back and MC the FFA Gala.
All right, so I'll meet you back here on Air Show Day.
Let's do it.
All right.
El Centro, California is a town with farming at its roots, located about 2 hours east of San Diego. Starting each January for 10 weeks, this town hosts the Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron, better known as the Blue Angels. I met up with Tom Frosch, the commanding officer of the team and pilot of the #1 jet. Everybody calls him Boss.
First, I want to ask, the mission of the Blue Angels, what is it?
We want to build a Navy of the future, and we want to bring our story to young men and women across the nation, and we want to inspire them and have them take an interest in the military, preferably the Navy. I was a kid when I saw them, and it inspired me, and it made me want to join the Navy and fly, and that's what we want.
I wanted to see the team in action, so Petty Officer Katie McDonald got me to the flight line to watch morning turns. That's when they turn the jets on and make sure they are good to go for the day's flight. These sailors and Marines represent the more than 550,000 men and women in the fleet around the world. They showcase your U.S. Navy in big and small towns all across America. Did I mention they start early?
About that big. He's gonna be the one that's gonna turn the jet on.
Many team members come from small towns, so it was time to start my assignment and meet some of them.
Where are you from?
Crystal River, Florida, home of the manatee.
I'm from Anoka, Minnesota.
I'm from Deerfield, Kansas.
Spring Hill, Arkansas.
And they have interesting responsibilities on the team.
Now tell me what your job is.
Right now, I'm the #7 crew chief.
I'm an administrative clerk, which is kind of like a secretary.
On the team, they call me the hot seat. The hot seat is in charge of planning and coordinating all the maintenance.
I take care of the parachutes, all the survival equipment. You know, we have a motto: if you're not satisfied, just bring it back.
If you can. Nice. When you go home to your small town, what are some of the questions that you always get?
Basically, what was this town like, or what was that town like? Because growing up as a kid, I never actually left Kansas until I joined the Navy. So a lot of these people that I grew up with, they've never really left the area either.
What's been the best part of being a part of the Blue Angel team?
Going out in the crowd and interacting with the public and the kids. The kids is what makes it the best, you know. They come running up and the smiles on their face, it's amazing.
I love the Blue Angels.
I bet you see some grown men who turn into little boys.
Yes, ma'am. I have some friends like that.
Speaking of little kids, I'm about to be one because I get to ride in Fat Albert, the Blue Angels C-130.
Okay, so we're getting sort of the pre-flight tour. Pretty soon it's gonna be...
Welcome to Fat Albert Airlines. I'm Captain Mike Van Wyck. I'm gonna be your left seat pilot today. All right, crew, attention brief. Time is +1. We'll man at 15 for 30 takeoff. All right, guys, so how many are you tracking what we're doing today?
How many miles an hour and how many feet off the ground?
370 miles per hour and 60 feet off the ground, so half the wingspan of this aircraft.
One thing that Mike forgot to tell you guys are all going to get a air sickness bag if you use it. It's your souvenir. If you don't, it's also your souvenir.
Okay, so I asked, how many people normally get sick? They said maybe one, and one of the Navy guys says it's gonna be him, so I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna float. Like this. We're gonna go like this. Then we're gonna go like this. Okay, ready? Ready! Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. I might be a little green, but I made it. I didn't get sick. Ready?
That was one roller coaster ride, thanks to one of the pilots, Mike Van Wyck.
When people think about a C-130, they never think about it doing what we just did.
It always surprises people when the C-130 flies like that because it's a large aircraft about the size of a 737. So when it starts maneuvering very quickly and putting on a lot of speed, people are surprised.
Okay, what did we just do?
You want to get airspeed on that aircraft, and you want to get going as fast as you can, and then you pull 45 degrees nose up, and then you push it over the top. And the reason for that is you want to get out of small arms range. We did that every flight into Afghanistan. And then we did a 60-2, which is a 60-degree angle of bank, and we put 2 Gs on the aircraft, and that's where you felt like your face was coming off.
Yeah, that's where I felt my face was coming off, and my stomach was in my throat. That part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just went up and he's just like,
Yeah, and when he did that, everybody goes, whoa!
I don't know how I'm gonna top riding Fat Albert. Coming up next, Rodney's back and we're going to the air show. More Blue Angels, so stay tuned.
It's time to man up with Massey. Take it from the dairy farmers who already have.
It's a great tractor, absolutely excellent fuel economy, and it's dependable.
CVT is great, you never have to shift.
I liked it because it goes real slow.
It makes you more productive.
They're the best performing tractor out there.
We're not just out to change your tractor. We're out to change the game. Go to manupwithmassey.com.
For 110 years, Morton Buildings has served the needs of the American farmer. Today, we continue to construct farm buildings while also offering custom stall barns, workshops, garages, and commercial facilities. From concept through completion, Morton Buildings handles every aspect of your project. Join generations of customers who've discovered the quality and dependability of a Morton building. For more information and to get started on your building project, call 800-447-7436 or visit our website at mortonbuildings.com.
Introducing the world's coolest dad. On the world's fastest lawnmower. Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. Well, today's the day. Thousands of people have filed into El Centro to see the Blue Angels' first air show of the season. You wouldn't believe how far some people came to see this show. There are plenty of things to see here, and plenty to do. One C-47 caught my eye, and I had to talk with Ron Fluett, who flies this piece of history.
And what's so cool to me about this plane is it was there at D-Day on June 6, 1944. I mean, if this thing could talk,
Yeah.
What stories could it tell us?
Oh, yeah. You can imagine the paratroopers that were in the back in the middle of the night jumping into enemy territory. That would be real scary.
You know, sometimes when I'm having a kind of a rough flight and the plane's bouncing around, I always think that, you know, at least nobody's shooting at us.
That's what our purpose of the Commemorative Air Force is, to keep these things flying and keep the history alive.
All right, 1340, don't miss it. Crew, get up.
Over at the hangar, the Blue Angels are getting prepped to do one of their favorite things.
Whoa!
And that's to meet the crowd.
What's your name? Matthew? Boom, that's upside down.
All right, good.
Good job.
Looks like there's already a little Blue Angel in the making. You never know who will be inspired in an air show. Young adults like Dustin and Angel, who are in the Civil Air Patrol.
What does it mean to see pilots doing pretty scary acrobatics out there, and you might want to do that someday, you think? Or?
To me, it just shows what the potential of the aircraft is, and that it's whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve.
So you think you got the guts for it?
I think I do.
Heck no.
Heck no. I like that answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Van Wyck is now positioning Fat Albert behind the crowd to the left.
Fat Albert is taking off on the runway. That means it's showtime.
Give him that airspeed.
Look.
Yeah.
Did he do that when you were in it?
Yeah. Look. Oh, watch. See, look at the turn. Look at the turn. Look at his wings.
Could I just say, I got a little green. We all had air sick bags,
And you thought you were going to use it?
but I did not. Give me a high five.
Next up, the Jets.
I mean, the precision on the ground matches the precision in the air.
And here are the engines.
It's getting close.
There they go.
Blue Angel double marble.
There's not even like a quarter of a plane difference between the front one and the back one.
I remember Boss telling me yesterday how close they fly in formation.
We have maneuvers that get as close as 18 inches, wingtip to canopy. I don't actually see it. I'm looking forward, and I'm glad I don't see it.
And while Jets 1 through 4 are in close formation, number 5 and 6 are the solo pilots. I talked to Mark Tedrow, the number 6 pilot, who happens to be from the small town of Charleroi, Pennsylvania.
So what's it like in the cockpit when you're performing those, I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, the opposing maneuvers that we do for 5 and 6.
Things.
Exactly.
I call them when you do the scary things. Yeah.
We've been here for 10 weeks. We fly 2 or 3 times a day, 6 days a week. So at first, yeah, it's a little bit eye-opening and you're like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. But then you get to a point where you rely on the training.
Now there's a point in the show where you sort of sneak over the crowd.
That's right. I'm at 500 feet and I'm at 0.96 to 0.98 Mach, which is just below the sound barrier.
What does the crowd do?
They just jump. I mean, they're so scared. A lot of people, people fall on the ground, people duck for cover. I mean, it's hilarious.
Why you scare me?
I found out Boss had a special observer in the crowd, Mrs. Boss, his wife, Lee.
This is Tom's first time to be the boss, so did little butterflies today, or?
A little bit, probably more so yesterday, because they did a practice yesterday. And
you got to watch that?
I got to watch that. It was my first time I got to see him do the routine live, and I was really proud of him.
I asked Boss his favorite part of being a Blue Angel.
Thank you.
It's after the show, seeing us inspire the kids. It's special because you can see yourself in their shoes, seeing their faces and how excited they are.
Wow, after watching the Blue Angels,
These guys are real rock stars.
Well, you're not the only one that thinks so. Besides the autographs, check out the line in 95-degree weather just to have your picture taken with the Blue Angel.
And you know what? I'm never gonna forget this for the rest of my life.
The Blue Angels 2013!
Jan and I can't help but be thankful for the men and women in uniform that protect our country day in and day out. It's been such an honor to watch this amazing team and their pride and professionalism.
Up next, Rodney and I are doing a little gold mining. Stay tuned.
Yeah, boy, this is sure take a long time to get ready.
Long time.
You're watching Small Town Big Deal. We're still at Air Patrol Squadron 45.
It's time to man up with Massey. Take it from the farmers who already have.
When we were John Deere, that was in our blood. We are now colorblind. We are looking for value.
Simply just gets the job done. I have to say, Massey opened my eyes. This isn't your daddy's Massey Ferguson.
We're not just out to change your tractor. We're out to change the game. Go to manupwithmassey.com.
Hi, I'm Rodney Miller, host of Small Town Big Deal. I recently got wind of a way to make my pond picture perfect, and it's all thanks to my good friend John Red at Outdoor Water Solutions.
Thanks, Rodney. At Outdoor Water Solutions, we manufacture a wide range of pond products, including the windmill aeration system that you see behind me. So if your pond has moss on the top or black muck or organic matter on the bottom, then you need to look at our products.
And John, how can our viewers find out about you?
You can go to our website, which is outdoorwatersolutions.com.
Come on, guys. We're down by one. We got the second half to go.
Introducing the world's most dedicated soccer mom.
So embarrassing.
On the world's fastest lawnmower. Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. We've headed northwest from El Centro to the beautiful mountain getaway of Julian, California. There's a little something that put Julian on the map way back in 1869, and here's a hint.
Did you see the size of that nugget? It was this big!
You guessed it, gold. Right after the Civil War, Confederate veterans from Georgia headed west looking for new fortunes. A man found gold in a nearby creek which started a short-lived gold rush during the 1870s. The gold mines of old are still what makes Julian a big deal today. We're here to check out the original Eagle and High Peak mines.
And in Julian, there was about 200 mines back in the 1870s.
Our tour guide, Kim Gordon, is well versed in Julian mining history.
Well, they would get the quartz rock out of the mountain and they'd put it in the back of this big rock crusher. This is called a California 5 stamp mill.
Now we're gonna go pan for gold.
Now everything we find we get to keep?
No, this is kind of like a
catch
and release.
Catch and
fishing.
release?
Yeah.
See if Jan can find more gold than I.
Look, I think those little kids are going to beat us out.
I think they are too.
You're making little waves come in and out of the pan.
Yeah,
Right
you
there.
got a lot of gold.
Look at that.
I think you got more gold than me.
No, I don't think so. Did you see that? Did you see that?
It's her.
Sprayed my face.
She was instigating it.
Was known.
By the time the late 1870s, there was close to 200 mining claims set up. We have electric lights in here now. The miners didn't have that. They had candles. Okay, right this way. Here's where they got their first payday. This is the quartz vein. Watch your head and any low spots. Once we walk under that sign, we're leaving the Eagle mine and entering into the High Peak mine. And then it goes straight up and connects with several upper levels.
This is where we might say that there's gold in them there hills.
Probably 99% of the work was done up in these little claustrophobic crevices.
Are we lost?
I think, seriously, we're not kidding.
So this is like an air pneumatic. So it's like modern equipment.
We've used ASO. Sorry, we lost you.
We thought we were going to have to eat a
Sunlight
candle and
again.
some sawdust. Thank you so much for all the knowledge and information.
Yeah, you were great. And thank you all for letting us slow you down, because you could have went faster if it wasn't for us.
What a fun tour. We're off to see the other big deal in Julian now, apples. So what better place to go than Apple Lane Orchard?
So Tom, I hear you're in charge of a pretty juicy business here.
Hi guys, we're making some apple cider. Welcome to Apple Lane Orchard.
This cider mill makes a pumice out of the apples, pressing 23 gallons in about 4 minutes.
Jan, you may have to help me.
The pasteurized final product flows like a waterfall of pure apple cider.
Cider's not the only thing they make here. They slice up apples for Julian's famous apple pies.
Wow.
Wow, let me tell you, when I make apple pie, I am not this fast.
If you notice some workers who are young at heart, that's Keith Webb and his wife Priscilla. Both are in their 80s and recently bought Apple Lane Orchard. So Keith and Priscilla, you really started a new venture in life, a little bit later in life than normal people would say.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going to be when we grow up.
Oh, let me see you eat all that.
Every day you're down there.
7 days a week?
Oh, 7 days a week. I'm thinking 5 days a week.
No. Every day.
Every day.
Well, let Jan and I say thank you, and let's have a toast to your fresh squeezed cider.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
After seeing all those apples at Apple Lane Orchard, Rodney and I can't leave Julian without sampling an apple pie. Or 2 or 3.
So you all are with Main Street Carriage Company?
Yes, we are.
All right, we figured that you would know who's got the best apple pie.
Best apple pie. Oh, I know that one.
The little candied apple.
Yeah. No. Julian pie. Right over here.
Thanks.
Thank you. Heather, can you take us to the best place?
Sure, have been.
I think we've created a family feud.
No. Julian, Renee.
Hey, Brett, take us to the best apple pie in town.
Of course. Horses always know where the best apples are.
Always.
So, Heather, do you have a favorite?
Let's see. Mom's has really good crust. Apple Alley is really sweet. Julian Pie Company is really good. I can't really decide. They're all really great.
You know what we could do? We could get a pie from each.
Like apple pie smorgasbord.
Yeah, right? Like the ultimate.
And we can just do our own taste test. All right, pie number 1.
From the Julian Pie Company.
On to the next one.
Pie number 2.
From the Candied Apple Pastry Company. Okay, Rodney, maybe the 3rd time's a charm.
From the Apple Alley Bakery. Pie number 4.
From the Julian Cafe and Bakery.
And even a walk-up window.
Thank you.
Pie number 5 from Mom's.
What could be better than Mom's?
Yeah, I mean, finally, Jan, the moment of truth.
I know, this has been killing me, carrying these
man.
around town.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
Now I know why everybody can't decide.
They'll have like their own unique little flavor.
Wow.
A little cream cheese in it.
That had like a cream cheese filling. Pick your favorite.
I think they're all winners.
He's so PC. And you know what? For the first time, we're not going to argue. I agree. Woo! But I think maybe I'll take this one.
Thanks for watching this week. Jan, this has really been an all-American episode.
It has. You can't get more all-American than the Blue Angels.
Oh man, those guys are my heroes now.
And how about apple pie?
Oh, I never thought you could eat too much.
I didn't used to think that either.
You want more information about this story or any of our stories, just go to our website.
That's right. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
We'll see you then.
I don't think either one of us is cut out for this.
No. Too dark, too confined.
Very much so.
I don't think so.
You ready to do our close, Rodney?
Yeah, let's do the close.
Thanks for joining us on this week's edition of Small Town Big Deal. Right, Rodney?
That's right. sweetie.